Hello, my name is Teresa Moulton. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Change Management Review, and I'm here with Felipe Oliveira, and he is with the Agile Mindset organization, and he's speaking in November at our Lead Change 2022 conference. And the name of his presentation is How Agile Practices Can Learn from Daddy Lean. So we're very interested in hearing his perspectives on lean and agile and how they relate to each other and change management. So I'm going to turn it over to Felipe to share his perspective on his presentation, tell you a little bit about himself and what you'll take away by attending his talk. Felipe?
Yes, so everybody, welcome. Thank you for accepting this incredible subject. I think it's something that we have to discuss a little bit more nowadays, especially because Agile and Lean are so connected to each other. And so my name is Felipe Oliveira. I work with a company called, in Brazil, we call ourselves Mindset Agile, which is translated directly to Agile Mindset. I'm a solution partner for Kanbanize, which is a portfolio management tool that helps companies around the world. And we're going to talk about how Agile practices can learn from Daddy Lean. And what we can talk about that is, if you study Agile and all its structures, all its processes and practices and frameworks, we can see that Agile has a lot of Lean inside of it. So we talk a lot more about continuous improvement. We talk about people. We talk about how we can deliver better and improved products and services to our clients, how we can increase quality to everything that we do and the way we do it. So, and despite all of that, despite all that connection, sometimes Agile kind of lost itself in the way of changing people and changing companies, talking a lot about transformation, but not exactly about continuous improvement and Kaizen and some kind of a way to make everything look better and work better, not just using a practices or a method or a framework. So Agile is not about a framework. Some companies kind of started to use it just to say, oh, I'm an Agile company because I use Scrum or I use any other framework like that. So there are a few principles and a few practices and a few things that Lean actually work with that can help Agile to become a more robust and a more anti-fragile kind of thinking, especially for digital companies that are in this VUCA world, right? So I think that in parts of change management regarding process of Kaizen and stuff like that, Agile can learn a lot about Lean, especially when we're talking about applying Lean to a digital environment. So I think that's a combination that can be very helpful to every company that are in need for process improvement in digital environments, especially if you want to, take a second look to your already established Agile transformation, which sometimes are just, those watermelon KPIs, all green on the outside and all red on the inside. So that's how we can start and use Agile practices, learning from Mr. Daddy Lean.
Sounds good. And Felipe, how will what you're talking about relate to change management professionals?
Right. So when we're talking about process management and we're talking about improvement, we're also talking about change. It might be a small change. Well, it could be a big change, but we are talking about change management. We are convincing people to work in a better way. We are convincing people, influencing people, or bringing persuasion to the subject to use better processes and bring better results. So it's everything related to change management. When we apply Lean to the subject using stuff like Toyota Kata or PDCA and practices like that, we are kind of bringing a more established and a more stable practice to a more complex and uncertain environment. So we are noticing, for example, if you talk a little bit about Kanban method from David Anderson, it has an approach that kind of accepts what's going on right now in a company and changes as little as possible to avoid resistance, to increase cultural change, and to approach the improvement that we want with little with little resistance and with little people trying to avoid that change, right, without affecting people perspectives or roles or responsibilities. So by using those kind of practices, changing as little as possible in a more constant way, with small increments of change, we can help people to have a agile transformation, for example, in a more smoother way.
Great. Well, Felipe, thank you very much for orienting us to your presentation. I'm looking forward to seeing it in November, and we're really happy to have you join us.
I'm very excited. It's been working on my head that and subject for a few months now. So when I got the invitation, wow, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
Awesome. Okay, we'll see you then.